horsepower. But I would definitely, as I said, I would replace the pump with a bigger pump because the pool is not small. The pool is like 12,000. So that is definitely, this pump is way too small for this pool. It has to run 2 minutes. Oh my God, that's, that's like a baby. Oh, they're definitely hair.
Oh, they had a ton of dogs.
Yeah, that's. I mean, this pump is definitely too small for this pool.
Okay.
I mean, they will probably running it too many hours to even keep up with the. And then, as I said, like, okay, I would replace the pump and the plumbing anyway. But
Well,
it's
what were you saying about the thickness?
Yeah, 1.5 inch instead of 2. I don't know why they reduced it. They probably did it themselves. Usually, pool equipment is never 1.5 inch.
Okay.
It should be 2 inch, like this pipe, like this pipe, like this. This is all 1.5 inch. That is shit. And then something is broken inside. I have to open it up, but it's probably broken from the manifold because it should not move. It should be screwed in together with the other part. But it's definitely possible to get all the plumbing for it and hook it up, but not to this because that is just. Honestly, if somebody wants to live here long term and wants to use the pool, I would definitely not go with this pump.
Okay. Yeah, I think he was
it's
planning
just-
on replacing the pump either way. So
The motor is good, but I would just replace the pump. I don't know, no, probably the motor is also not good if you have to jump start.
So they have to stick a screwdriver in there and start to turn it, and then once it starts turning, it's fine. It works just fine. So if it's fixable, I don't know. He might want to just replace that too. I don't know. So we'll.
I mean, if it should replace, it should be replaced everything. Like from. The problem is this here. They don't even have like a straight pipe. It's all connections. So it is actually possible that we have to cut out from here. But even here, this 1.5 inch.
It should be 2 inches.
I mean, whoever built that is just. I mean, the older houses probably still have that 1.5 inch, but now you will never see the 1.5 inch anymore.
Okay.
It's just too small. Because the pool, if you put a bigger pump on there, even if the pump is bigger, it just cannot really like move enough water
Gotcha.
in the same speed that's efficient. You know, it will always kind of slow it down. But yeah, it should be. This valve is actually not necessary because what? It shuts off the suction to the pump and opens it up. We don't need this valve. You know? So we can cut it out from here, and then I mean we cannot go with 2 inch. Probably it's 1.5 inch all the way. So
yeah,
we have to work with what we have.
Yeah.
The same here. It's like it's even it almost looks like even smaller. You see, it's like 1.5. I think it's 1.25. It goes down to 1.25 in return. So that's the suction. It comes from the pool and then it returns to the pool. So I mean we cannot replumb everything. So we can only work with what we have.
Yep.
And as I said, the return line looks good if it's not leaking. But yeah, I would definitely replace the pump with the plumbing here to open up, replace the union. And I don't know how the filters look like, but I assume something's broken inside. Probably the manifold is broken because that definitely is should not be. So something inside is something broken. Sure. Okay.
Yep. That's what they said doesn't work. The timer and all.
What do they do with the light?
Oh, so they do want to fix the light.
But it's probably the fixture what is.
Yeah, it's.
Who's fixing it?
Oh, we don't have anyone to fix it yet.
That is rough.
I was told it just needs to be replaced altogether.
Yeah, you see it's cracked also.
Yeah,
so
they don't want to use that.
But this is we talk about like $800. It's
What?
like $800-900.
To replace what?
Yeah, this because it's one piece. They have to pull the wire, new wire, through the whole underground.
Okay.
So what they do is they connect the wire, they pull this cable, and they pull the new wire into it, and then to the wire they connect the new cable and pull it back.
Okay. To secure it.
So that job costs like around $800, $900.
Okay.
Because this is not usable.
Okay.
And honestly, I don't know if the pool is savable if the pump is not running like tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because just chemicals by themselves, they will not do much. I mean, it will be less green if we put $100 worth of chemicals in there. But to be honest, I would probably, because what's the timeline like?
Well, they're gonna be here Thursday this week. They're not moving until next month though.
Okay.
So I mean, we have a couple weeks.
I mean,
We got
raining in
time.
the summer is not good.
Okay.
Like it was just an emergency tonight that it drained because it's just.
So it's too hot.
We kept up blowing up filters, because you run it pool right now like this, the filters get clogged in a couple hours
Yeah.
with algae like a slime.
Yep.
And they just blow up.
Yep.
And it's like $300 a set.
Okay.
We blew up 2 sets, so it's like I said, okay, we have to drain it. Otherwise, we just keep replacing filters or we have to clean them every hour.
Okay.
Like 24 hours. I cannot live there and just clean filters all day. So the easiest way would be probably to drain. I don't know how old the water is. Maybe the water is already old. Because how I see how they treat the equipment, maybe this water is already 6-7 years old. You know, water should be replaced every 2-3 seasons.
Okay.
So that could be the case that the water is old anyway. So even if you save it, you still have to replace it. You know,
I see.
see, because you cannot keep it up like that. You know, and like all of these dark spots, that is definitely thick algae, and you see all this dark green on the walls.
Uh huh.
This is definitely algae. You see, it's really thick. So if I brush it off, it will be just a lot of it. You know, and it will just, the filters will be clogged over them. That's not sure. If I put in a lot of chemicals in, it will clear it up a little bit.
So if it
But-
does clear it up, I mean, what does it take to actually clean the pool then? After that, like, will this algae get dissolved, or will
No,
that?
it's not dissolve. It will just die, but
Okay.
it will be still in the pool,
you
like
have
just
to-
as a kind of a powder.
Okay.
But the problem is just the cleaning process would be very expensive, because I would need to come twice a day for like a week straight.
Okay.
Because I have to come, vacuum a little bit, I wash the filters. Because that's the only way to get the algae out of the pools or whatever dies with
Okay.
the filters. So they're clogged, I have to wash them out. Takes an hour and a half, put it back together, put it in, let it run. The same day I have to come back again, have to do it. So that can cost like $600, $700, $800
Okay.
to clean up this.
Okay.
That's not just I put some chemicals and it's sparkling tomorrow.
So they said they already shocked it, so I don't know if they got
You
chemicals
see,
in it or
It
not.
doesn't really work, you know. I mean, when we talk about shock, I talk about like here, like 20 pounds of shock. You know.
I don't know
talk
what they
about, like,
did. I wouldn't
$50,
trust
$60
anything
worth of shock.
these previous owners said.
I mean,
so.
like, yeah, they may be, but right now I could put a pound of shock. It will be disappearing with 5 minutes, because all the algae will just eat up my shock, because it's so much. It just
Okay.
overwhelms it. So you kind of have to overwhelm the algae. But in this case, as I said, I just went through today that I
Yeah.
had to drain the pool, because we were fighting for 6 weeks with a pool like that, and we blew up 2 sets of fill. And it's just easier to drain, refill. It's done in a day.
So what do you think
Fresh
of-
water, and
I
it's
mean,
cheaper. you know.
cost and time on draining it.
We talk about like maybe $300-$400. You know.
Okay.
I don't know how deep it is, but probably it's deep there. I think there was a jump board. Maybe.
Yeah, I think it's like 9 or 10 feet.
Yeah.
I'd say
Oh,
9,
9 or 10.
8 or 9 maybe.
There was
There-
definitely a jump board, I think.
There
right,
was,
in the
there was,
past.
yep.
Yeah, that's a typical old pool.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's deep right there. So yeah, it's probably 2 days. 1 day to drain, wash it down. We usually pressure wash it down,
Okay.
and then fill it up another day and a half. So like a weekend for sure to
Okay.
do that.
It sounds like that's going to be a little more cost efficient.
It is cost efficient.
Yeah.
It is a little bit risky, because if you expose plaster to
To the heat.
the heat,
Yeah.
that's why I did it yesterday. It was so smoky, you know. We had like 80 something degrees. So
Yep.
it's perfect.
Yep.
But like right now, I mean, that's the thing. Like, what is really the timeline? Like, when do they come back? Do the temperatures go down? The plaster is old. If it's exposed to the daylight and sunshine and the heat, it can crack.
Yeah.
You know, but to bring it back, I mean, we could, but somebody has to pay for it. I mean, I'm willing to do that and risk it. Okay, let's try it with the chemical way. If the water is good and reacts good to the chemicals, because if the water is old, it doesn't react anymore to chemicals. I can put in 200 pounds of shock, it will just not do anything. You know? Right now, we have trouble getting shock, getting liquid chlorine, getting anything. So we almost like producing our own shock, like crushing taps and stuff. You know?
I see.
It's crazy right now. So, as I said, if the chemical route, there's still a couple $100 involved just on chemicals too, because I have to come here every 2 days, because the algae will eat up my chemicals faster than I can put them in.
Okay.
So I put in, day later I come in, put again. and I have to kill it, overwhelm it.
Okay.
You know, that's
So are you thinking maybe it's better to wait
because the
until it
problem is
cools?
just okay. I can put it in, but as long as we have no circulation,
You gotta get the pumps fixed before you start doing
I mean,
it.
definitely it will help.
Yeah.
But the thing is, every day we wait now, it will make it worse because more algae grows right now.
Sure.
Because the water tries to become a swamp right now. You know,
Yeah.
in a couple of weeks you will have mosquitoes in there,
Okay.
like larvae and stuff.
Yeah.
you
So
know?
something needs to be done
Maybe
right away.
frogs and.
All right.
I mean, I've seen worse, but it's really not pretty. I don't know if this is just staining or if it's really like algae thick.
The pool already had stains on the bottom,
Okay.
so I don't think that's algae. It's probably building up. It's starting to probably produce algae.
Yeah. I mean, it comes off okay.
Yeah.
It is actually, I think, a painted pool, right?
I don't know.
I think it's painted. You see the paint flaking off?
Yeah.
It's not. I don't. I mean, somebody painted the pool. It's not plastic. It's paint.
Okay.
You see how the chips are here? The paint.
Yep.
That's paint.
That's not good.
It's not good because that's the thing. If you put a lot of shock on there and it sits, it actually eats up the paint as well. So it will damage the paint as well. The paint as well. You know.
Okay.
And honestly, I think in the future, because the house is pretty, and honestly, like they should plaster this pool, like new surface, because paint it will never look pretty because you see every little chip.
Yep.
The algae and whatever will just sit inside, you know, like and go
Yep.
underneath the paint. It will never look pretty ever, you know. Like the staining, it's like the paint chips off and the dirt goes underneath and the algae. And even if you brush it over, you will still see all the stains, you know,
Okay.
because it's not a smooth surface. You see, it's all like chipped off, chipped off, chipped off. It's just, it will never look good.
Okay.
It will be clear, but it will never look pretty. To plaster this pool, we talk about like 8 to 10,000.
8 to 10,000 plaster it.
Yeah, it's a brand new production, you know,
Okay.
like a brand new plaster. And then it lasts for another 15, 20 years, you know.
Okay.
But that's, I mean, just to be, because the house is pretty inside. I don't know who moves in here, you know. If pool is important for them, but they will never really enjoy it, even if it's clean. I see it like it's all this chipping off. You see that? Like over there.
Yep. Talking about the
It's
paint
like
on the
peels,
inside.
yeah.
Yep.
And it's, as I said, it become worse and worse because painting the pool is easy and cheap, and people do that too because it's maybe a couple $100 because they just paint it. But it's like good for a season, and then it becomes really, really ugly because
Okay.
then big flakes coming off everywhere. So, definitely paint it. You see, the white is actually the white flakes. It's actually the paint.
Yeah.
The green is algae, but the white flakes is the paint. See? That's all paint. Shock. You see? That's the paint. So, yeah.
Okay.
As I said, we can try, but then somebody has to pay for it. You know, like it's to clean it up, to make it better. But as I said, like better would be if the pump is running, because then everything what dies can actually be filtered out,
Yep,
and not just
okay.
stay in there dead. You know.
Yep. All right. Well, I'm gonna send this video over to them, so they can hear everything that you just said, and then I'm gonna let them touch base
I
with
mean,
you.
they should definitely invest. I mean, somebody that didn't really invest in this pool.
Yeah.
So they definitely should spend a little, and that's what I have most time, even from you guys when I get a referral for, like I had a couple weeks ago. There's like